You have your.
Gosh, there's already folks waiting on us.
You still have your
I do
seatbelt
still have my
on.
seatbelt. That's because I just pulled up like right this minute.
Hey, everybody. We're a couple of minutes early. So we're going to give it a minute to catch up, get all adjusted.
Yeah, we'll give it a few minutes because we know our power is not out again.
No.
Last time we were in the trucks because our power was out.
But y'all liked it so much, we said, well, let's just do it
quiet
again.
And cool, and we just pulled up in the driveway, and instead of running in the house and setting it up, we were like, let's just do it in the truck again. So we did. And y'all seemed to be okay with it last time, so we'll do it again.
It's a pretty day.
It is blistering hot.
It's
2,000 degrees out there.
98. Yeah. That's right. But, no, she said nice AC, cool, quiet, no sun in your eyes.
Exactly.
No and traffic noise.
Kids.
Oh, and no kids. That too.
But we just pulled up in the driveway, and we're going to do our live. You know, we had to change the time today. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But we've got to go right back off because Chance has got baseball practice at 4 o'clock.
In 1 hour. So we are going to go a little short today.
We're going to go just a little bit short. But
we got a lot to jam pack in there, though.
Hit Diana's comment. She puts that up there. Y'all remember to hit the like button, especially if you're watching it and enjoy it. You know, if you get a kick out of it, or even if you think, I'm going to hit the like button, maybe these people will go away. That'll be fine, too.
Oh, goodness. Ottawa, Canada. All right.
I don't know if that is much better with the temperatures I saw today. I saw someone post in Oregon, it was 102.
It's 102 in Florida. Feels like
that's Florida. Florida, by average, is the hottest state in the country.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Their average, they are the hottest state. What did she just say? Something about popping me? Oh, I'm trying to. She's not letting me do a lot, but she is letting me at least out of the house for now.
Uh-huh.
I just saw somebody from Oregon. Are you in the area that's so hot? I saw somebody in Oregon today say it was 102.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
I missed it, but whoever it was, somebody was in Oregon.
There's our free employee.
Yep. Our unofficial secretary, Sarah.
Toledo, Ohio is 85.
85 is not terrible.
I could handle 85.
Hot. Christina, you're not that late because we haven't made the big announcement yet.
And it's probably not what they're thinking.
Scroll back to the Arizona one. So
I'm a native Floridian and also lived 10 years in Arizona. I like the Arizona heat way much better. Hotter but less humidity.
It is.
That's like it is when we went to Las Vegas.
So the first year Zoe and I were together, when I was playing a lot of pool, I was already scheduled to be at the national championships in Vegas. So I took Zoe with me. And she was completely unprepared because it was like 118 during the day and 59 at night. So she went from burning up to freezing. But
that, and I wear a lot of black, and that's what I packed was all black for every day because that's what I wear. And that was not the best decision.
But you know, I played this guy the first year I was out there. I played this guy from Newfoundland, and he said, I think I'm going to die before I get home, because he would walk outside and he just absolutely couldn't breathe. He said, this is the most miserable I've ever been. I said, well, jump a flight to Birmingham, Alabama on your way home because it's August.
Yeah. And oh, man. Hey, Christy.
76 in Ottawa Falls. That's not terrible.
She got caught in a toad strangler coming out of Walmart.
Sometimes I just wait it out.
Ain't nothing like squeaky shoes running across the
parking lot. Judy. Judy's here for the big announcement.
Yeah. She said, I think I'd probably commit heinous crimes for a nice cool night. Me too.
Zoe and I tried to walk out on the porch last night. It was, 6:30? And when you opened the door, it was like walking into a hot, wet washcloth.
It was terrible. Are you pregnant?
I look like it, but no, I'm not, Judy. I'm way fatter than Shishi, but no, I'm not pregnant.
Your big news is
Cleo's got the same thing. No.
I'm glad it's you and not me.
You've been pregnant in August.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God. Farmer Rhett was about to make his appearance in August, and Zoe was working in the garden, and Rhett was due in December, and it was not going well.
It was not. Oh, man.
And she hated my guts.
It was terrible.
So, everybody's jumped on now, so let's get into our notes, Zoe, because
we don't have a long time.
I had a pretty funny comment today, and it was not mean at all. I didn't take it that way. But we've got a lot of new people, so I just want to make sure. We've talked about this before.
Well, I think that comment was from somebody who does not know us.
Right. It was on his joke short, so they saw it on there.
Okay. Well, goodbye, Gigi. You can unsub all you want. I don't
mind. That's okay.
It's okay. We can be boring. Our people like
I am
us
pretty boring. I really am kind of boring, so that's okay.
Y'all tell Gigi bye.
It's all right. Anyway, Rhett's name is Rhett. The farmer part.
Surprise!
He added that part himself.
Crazy Lizzie.
Jody wants to know why we're in the car. She missed that. We just pulled up and didn't have time to set up. I mean, just to be honest.
Yeah.
So we pulled up, left the air conditioner running. The last time we were in the car was because the power was off. So we figured, hey, people like that. There was less background noise. So let's just, instead of running in the house trying to set up, we'll just do it again.
Yeah.
But like we're filming a Sonic commercial.
Yeah, well, we got our drinks and we're all leaned to the center. I really want to try them buffalo dip things that they have.
But anyway, his name is not Farmer.
No, his name is not Farmer.
His name is just Rhett. He added the farmer part himself.
Right.
And he likes it that way, so we just go with it. But
yeah,
somebody asked, they're like, I feel sorry for the kid. Farmer is an occupation. It's not a name.
Right.
Well, that's right. It's his occupation. It's not his name.
Sometimes he's Ninja Farmer Rhett. He's baseball player Farmer Rhett.
Yeah.
Now he's football player Farmer Rhett. But
he does that himself. We don't do that.
His name is Colson Rhett.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Farmer Rhett. It's Colson Rhett. So. Yeah.
Either way, it was a good way to start.
Hey, Nico, or Natalie, whoever.
They did an outstanding
They did.
live
I
Friday.
actually was going to text him that night and let them know that their live was phenomenal.
I missed
it. They did a great job, but it was like 11:30 at night, and I said, no, I don't want to wake them up.
But we had to catch it on the replay, but it was really good.
Farmer is also a family name.
It is. That's exactly right. But they were like, oh, whatever. So a lot of y'all were dealing with the Facebook issues this week. And I made a post just to let you know that we were trying to deal with it. But we had a cloned account that was spamming everyone for some website. And everybody was reporting it. And we reported it and blocked it. And they changed the name on it to some other person's name. Mm-hmm. And Facebook said that they were not going against community standards, so they were not deleting it. So if you are dealing with spam, I apologize, but it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. We reported them. They changed the name, so I don't know if they're still posting our stuff or not. I don't know. But they changed it to a name.
Yeah.
It's not Chestnut Hill Farmstead anymore.
No, well, what they will do is somebody will click their link and they'll steal their identity, and then they'll turn around and post more spam to get somebody else to click it. It just gives you access into their other, for them to access other accounts to be able to spam them as well. So if you see anything, y'all know what we do. If y'all see anything that's out of the ordinary, you all know what we use for any of our merch that you might, we rarely,
y'all know what the link is to the merchandise. So if you see something else that's advertising shirts or what,
and we would never do it in the comments either. The only time that we actually advertise it is in this. So it's just, it's crazy. That's why a lot of people are going to be leaving Facebook because they do not take care of that situation. I myself no longer watch a video from my favorite homesteads on Facebook due to the reason. And I also post that on there. I think people need to go onto Facebook and let them know that you will no longer be reviewing them on there and that you will do them somewhere else.
Well, you know, some people, oh gosh, it'll start scrolling really quick. Oh, she posted the merchandise. So a lot, you know, Jason being one of them, they have stopped posting their long form videos on there because Facebook quit paying them for the ads. They're still getting ad revenue, but they're not paying like they're supposed to.
Well, Lester has just announced that he was going to have to back away from Facebook as well.
Lester is huge on Facebook.
Right, that's where Lester got his start.
But if they're not going to act right, there's no point in doing it. So we just started doing the same thing. We started posting our video, you know, in a comment. We post the thumbnail on there so that you can see it. And then we post the actual link to the video in a comment because that allows you to go watch the video on YouTube from your Facebook page.
Yeah, Lester is back posting. I saw he went live, but he took a break there for a few days, and they must have straightened everything out because Lester's not going to just give away.
He is also huge on Facebook.
Well, then he might be doing it just because he has a faithful following on YouTube. I mean Facebook.
Sure.
What am I doing? There we go.
There was somebody else in the bayou.
Yeah, Lockport, Louisiana.
That's the third one in the bayou of Louisiana, and that just sounds like it's hot. But it looked like their temperature was the same as ours.
Yeah.
So speaking of hot,
yeah,
Zoe was trying to do videos this week. Y'all, she texted me. She was standing in the shade and her phone shut off from getting too hot. In the shade. If you left it like on the dash of your car, I could see it.
Yeah, I get that. I took the cover off of it because I have a cover on. I took the cover off of it and I was just standing in the shade and I walked around to the back side of the camera and it had shut off. I'm like, my phone is not dead. And I had to put it in front of the air conditioner vent in the car to get it cooled down long enough so I could go back and see what I had filmed already because I didn't know at what point it cut off.
Tina asked a really good question. How does it work for YouTube if someone has premium YouTube that has no ads? We still get credit for you viewing it on YouTube.
Right.
I don't know how the ad revenue is figured, but you're basically paying to get rid of. You've basically paid like you've already viewed that ad.
Right.
So you still get credit for the view. And it's still in ad revenue, but I actually think it's more if people watch it on premium because it's like you didn't skip it. It's like you paid to
watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So people still get paid if their viewers have the premium because that revenue that comes in from the premium is spread across as revenue to the channels.
I guess the issue he was having on Facebook ended, according to MC. Miss Sue said that's what she does anyway. She just comes back to comment on Facebook.
I do that too sometimes.
But
especially if I watch it on my TV, I can comment. I'll comment on Facebook, or I'll have to open it on my phone.
Yeah, because we typically watch it on YouTube.
Right.
So we were having this conversation actually this week or last week. I don't remember who exactly. It may have been, what did it say, the chat crashed?
No, it just slowed down.
Oh, I don't know. But we're still good on our service. So I think it might have been Nico I was having that conversation with. So you get so wrapped up, you know, people are commenting and asking you about this and that. And he and I were talking about videos, and it's like you start out doing this, you're watching all these people and you get to be friends with them and you're watching what they're doing. And then when you go to these meetups and events and stuff, you actually become friends,
Right.
actual friends.
Yes.
And then you don't have time to watch them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I get so behind, and he was telling me about something that had went on, and I'm like 4 videos behind. I haven't
Right.
even watched it yet. So you just, and we've talked about that before. You have to get caught up. But a lot of times, if y'all ask us about something, that someone else has posted in a video, there's a good chance we may not have seen it yet, because there's, you have that core group like Wes and Angie at Family Farm Fam, and Gary and Cassie and Jason and Brooke, all these people, Nico and Natalie, those people that we're actually friends with and close with. We have to watch like 3 or 4 of their videos at a time when we get to sit down.
Right.
It's like last night, I was trying to stay awake until Brandon and Stephanie went live, and I just didn't make it. Because they go live really late,
when
because
the kids have gone to bed,
when they're done for the day. And I could not. So I had to catch it on replay this morning. But what?
Pig. Hog.
Oh. So our videos this week.
Yeah.
You need to tell them about your trip to Tractor Supply. We did not go a lot. We didn't go into that a lot, very, not deep about your adventures. We titled it, They Made Me So Mad,
Yeah.
and then I didn't really cover it. So I felt like I kind of screwed people up on the video, because
you didn't tell them why I was so mad.
Well, your phone was overheating. The video cut out, so the video didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So just to be transparent with y'all, the whole story of what happened to her at Tractor Supply was not in the video, because the clips that she had, her phone was cutting off from the heat, so none of it made any sense. So, I don't know.
So, Nick ordered all of our fencing and our gates and our T-posts online. And I don't know if you guys know how that works, is they go in and they approve the order, and then it notifies you when your order is ready. Well, they called Nick and said, we approved your order, which means it went ahead and charged you and everything. We approved your order, and then we checked to make sure we had everything, and we didn't have one of the gates you ordered. Okay, we were okay with that. So I was supposed to do a return on that gate when I got there. So I go in, and I was like, well, if I'm not a person to push something, and me having to speak up makes me extremely nervous. And so Nick was like, well, look, instead of having to go through the entire thing of doing a return on that gate and doing all that mess that goes with it, why don't you just see if we can, since they messed up on their part by approving the order before they ever checked it, see if they want to just do a 12-foot gate at 10-foot cost, which is only a $20 difference.
Yeah, it was like $20. And they've done stuff like that before.
Right.
It's the reason I suggested.
Right.
I don't need a 12-foot gate. I need a 10-foot.
Right.
But I was trying to save you the hassle.
Yes.
And they've done stuff like that before.
Absolutely.
So I just said, hey, see if they want to do that, and we'll.
Well, I mean, and they'll, if something is kind of bent, they'll give you a discount on it. So
Sure. I've actually went in there and asked for bent hog panels.
Right.
Because,
they're going to get bent.
Heck yeah. You want the bent ones? Yep.
So so I went in, I said, look, the power is flickering. So the computers are already going down. I said, look, can I speak to the manager? And I hate using them words. I hate it.
You're such a Karen.
I'm not. That's the whole thing. I'm not a Karen. I'm a Sally. I'm Sally that just sits in the back and stays quiet. So I said, look, you guys approved the order, which charged our card. And then you called and said you didn't have it. So now we've got to go through the whole paperwork and all that of returning it. Is there any way we can just...
Not to mention the fact that Nick is 30 miles away and they need my card to do the return.
I'm getting to that. So I said, can we just, make it, call it even, and you give me a 12-foot gate for the price of the 10-foot gate. It's a $20 difference. Not a big deal. That y'all kind of did the mess up on your end. We did mess up. You approved it before your staff checked to see if. She said, "Hey, my name is Karen Ann."
Hey, look, that's just, that's what people
She
are all
knows.
over
She
saying.
knows. I'm sure
Look,
she gets it a
So
lot.
I found out too why they were out of 10-foot gates.
Because Jason bought them all.
Because when they were going through their supplies, they were talking about how many gates they had on the trailer. I'm like, we don't even know if we need this many, but I was sitting there thinking, that looks like a 10-foot gate. I think they got them. Now,
Probably.
I don't know.
So
I don't think they would have left just one. They just went ahead and got them all. So they might have left 2 or 3 and they just dwindled down. When he went back to his trailer, I was like, there's all my dang 10-foot gates.
I know it.
Anyway.
So anyway, he was like, "Well, ma'am, we can't do that. We'll have to upcharge you." I said, "Well, I don't need a 12-foot gate. All I'm trying to do."
No, we don't. It's going to be a pain in the butt to use a 12-foot instead of a 10.
I said, "I'm just trying to make this easier for everybody because I've already paid for a 10-foot gate that you guys submitted that you have, and now you called to tell us you don't." I said, "Fine, just do a return." He said, "Okay, give me the card that you used." The card? He said, "Yeah, I got to have the card." I said, "My husband has the card. I'm just here to pick it up." He said, "Well, ma'am, don't you know when you return something, you need your card?" He said, No. He said, "Don't you know everybody requires you to bring a card?" I said, "No, I don't."
Literally.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I said, "I don't use credit cards and stuff." I said, "So I don't return stuff like this." And for him to tell me that everybody knows you're supposed to carry the card with you, I'm going, no. I thought since we charged it, you could just put it back on the account.
I did it online.
No, so I don't get upset, and I've already gotten upset, and I'm getting loud with the man. Nick calls me, and I said, "Just hold on a minute." And I'm going back and forth. He's like, "I just need to know which chicken to give this customer." And I said, "Well, she's just going to have to hold on a minute." And he said, "Ma'am, just give me the phone number, the card over the phone, and I will do it for you." I said, "Well, this would have been a lot easier if you would have just gave me the 12-foot gate."
See, look. Nico, put Nico's comment up there. That's Rowan. Nico, I have a special hat because of being a Tractor Supply neighbor, whatever it is. I mean, I had so many points at Tractor Supply, they just gave me a hat with it embroidered on it. And it is a Tractor Supply store card. It's in the app. I used the app to buy the stuff. Zoe was just picking it up.
I was getting upset.
We had never needed a card to do that.
I was getting so upset because the power's flickering. The system is going off and on, and she keeps entering our info, and she's like, "I can't even find the account. I can't even find his name." I said, "You've got it printed. It's laying right here on the counter." I'm not that person, and I'm getting so frustrated. And I said, "It's laying on the counter. You printed it from somewhere." And he comes up, and I said, "This lady can't even pull it up in the system." He said, "Ma'am, it's because the power's flickering." I said, "Then give me a 12-foot gate, and I'll be on my way." Well, they gave me my money back. They were determined they were not going to give me a 12-foot gate.
Y'all have never seen that Zoe.
I don't think you've ever seen that Zoe.
She gets on here and acts all nice.
I am nice.
And she is so faking.
Now somebody's going to get me on domestic violence.
But I'm sitting here looking at these notes, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So
now I have to go to the next CDO for Tractor Supply. Yeah, they're going to remember me. Well, no, what's even worse is in the video, I said they didn't give me my gate. I've got to go back in here. So I walked back in, and the same manager standing there, and I said, he had his back to me, and I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, "Excuse me, it's me again." I said, "We've loaded up."
What?
I said, "We've loaded up," and I was about to pull out, and they didn't give me that 10-foot gate. He said, "Yes, ma'am, they'll have it to you in just a minute."
The bad part is, y'all, that some of this that she wasn't videoing while it was going on.
No.
She was telling about it, but her stupid phone kept overheating. So then I couldn't even show you that part. But whatever.
Yeah. And I know, yeah.
So
and she said, I think everyone has had a similar moment. And I do not have those a lot
Well-
because I'm very patient. If Nick gets upset about something, I'm like, just calm down. Just calm down.
y'all
No.
saw in the next video,
Hey,
the
Wendy.
very next video was the day that we just got hammered with stuff to do over and over and over.
Right.
And y'all saw her making fun of me in the parents' pickup line
Y'all.
at school because I'm just having a meltdown on people. I'm like, these people can't follow basic traffic laws. How are they raising kids? They cannot see where a line is. And I'm just saying, just on and on and on. And she makes fun of me in that video. Well, this is why we don't take him. And there she is having a meltdown right up in the middle of the Tractor Supply.
I'm telling you, the place we need the most sometimes.
The bad
place
part
that's got all
look,
my donkey treats.
there is one manager in there, and I'm not going to say his name, but he has been there a long time.
It's him.
I have never had any issues
Me either.
with him.
Until that day.
Like, ever. He greets me when I come in the store because he sees me like 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And he greets me as soon as I come in the store. He knows a lot of what I need.
That's him.
He asks how certain things are going.
That's him.
So maybe he was having a bad
He wasn't
day.
having a bad day. He was just doing
Well,
what he was supposed to do. He was the one that reached out to you. He was doing what he was supposed to do and following his rules. I was doing what I was supposed to do, and it just wasn't all it wasn't tingling in on the same time. So we got questions. How are the silkies? Just as fluffy and white as can be.
So that's our next video is the chicken rescue.
Yes.
Y'all, Zoe has been trying to sneak Silkies and Polish in on me for years.
Yeah.
And I have avoided it. I have avoided fluffy
Nick don't like frou-frou.
frou-frou chickens. I'm like, chickens just lay eggs. I don't need them to have fuzzy feet and bouffant hair and anything like that. And she's been pushing for it. And I said, look, when we get moved to the farm, we'll build you a separate coop.
Hey, Mr. Jim.
It's not like I'm completely against them. I just said, we'll build you a separate coop and you can have like a little silky area and they can just be separate. And that was the plan.
I really want Millie Floors if anybody's listening. That's what I want next.
Gucci chickens. That sounds right.
Yeah.
A&W Mini Farm calls them Gucci chickens.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. You know, I'm fine. I'm not against them. I just look. We have our egg layers and whatever. And then she drops that one on me. She gets the call and look.
We had no clue what kind they were.
No. So we were about to do a fence.
Yeah. The silkies are so cute. Useless, but cute. That's exactly right.
We're about to put posts in the ground.
You saw her sweating and just...
Zoe's shirt in the video was actually wet.
I know it.
And we're about to start putting some posts. We're going to get on this. And her phone rings. And I think, okay, now she's pulling something else. Because if y'all saw the video where she got Millie, Alan and Wendy at A&W Mini Farm and I had set that up, and they had contacted Brooke, and Brooke calls and says, I got to bring you something. I can't keep it.
Lucy.
And it was a dog. So I'm thinking she's walking around on the phone. Zoe's pulling something on me, and it better not be a dog, cat, because if you know, Brooke is on a roll right now with dogs and cats.
Yeah.
So I was like, it better not be a dog or a cat or something from Brooke. And she said, this is not Brooke. And it was one of her good friends, and they had set up this rescue, and off away we went. And Sarah, I don't know if Silkies are good mamas or not. I couldn't tell you anything about Silkies. I honestly don't know. But now she has them.
Yep, alpaca's next.
She's had the dog. She's had Millie for a while.
About a month and a half, yeah.
So Judy Sneed had posted an alpaca that needed to be rescued, and Zoe sprang into action, but somebody had already rescued it. It had been on the auction circuit, so people just kept putting this thing up for auction, trying to flip it. And
it never has been able to settle into a home anywhere.
Yeah, guys, that's not good. I mean, I know a lot of people do animal auctions, and there's nothing wrong with that. But these animals that are constantly trying to be flipped, you go buy it. Well, if you got a good deal on it, there may be a reason for that. It may be sick to start with, and now you're taking it to an auction trying to flip it. But it is what it is, whatever. So they finally got that alpaca off of that auction circuit because,
yeah. Well, it's time. Oh.
All right. I said 30 minutes in
that we would have much longer.
We would tell what our announcement is.
It is not house related because
even though we did, if you saw the video, we did get the paperwork in on the house, and we should hear tomorrow
about
if that went through.
Right, as far as loan approvals.
Yeah.
Which that's not going to be an issue. And I don't say that because we're perfect people, but all credit scores are approved. It's just finding out what's going to work out for us. So
that's right.
Tomorrow we should get the first step of paperwork done, which is loan approvals, credit application approval, and all that. We'll know something on that tomorrow. He said after lunch. So maybe the next time we're live, we'll have a bigger update on that. And
I don't know. The next time we're live, we may not get to that.
Well, we'll see about that.
So before we get to that, we changed to the 3 o'clock live.
Grace, we picked house number 5, right?
Yeah, 5.
Which, if you go back and watch the last house video, it's the very last house we walked through.
On the perk test, I don't remember. He submitted that to the health department, and we had to go there to do the permit.
He gives us the paperwork, and I go turn it in. He's going to come this week and do the perk test, which requires a lot of digging and all. He's got to go so far down in a couple of different places.
He's got to see if it fills up full of water and all that good stuff.
And then it'll take him about 2 or 3 days to do the paperwork. He gets it to us. We give it to the health department. The health inspector comes out and approves or rejects it, which if your perk test works, then most of the time it's going to be approved. He's just got to lay eyes on it to make sure it was done. And so that should all be finished within the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Everything you were saying, my phone was typing.
I saw that.
So
that's why I quit talking.
So we changed this week to 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Due to the heat, because at 6 o'clock we can move on to evening chores and things like that. So we needed to try to do that. And we have some things coming up that will be in the evenings on Sunday at church. So, hey, let's just move it to 3. Big Family Small Farm has been going at 2 o'clock. And before I forget, if y'all watch them, they're going to be on at 5 today.
Yes.
They're going to be doing their live at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, the big announcement, Zoe, is for our live next week.
Right. So, it is not house related or anything like that. Next week, we are going to do our first joint live. And we are going to go live with Miss Judy from Sneed's Farmhouse. And we are going to talk about how 2 totally different farms can build a relationship and do the same things for our community.
And have kind of common goals.
Right.
Chris, Big Family Small Farm is at 5 o'clock. And A&W Mini Farm is live tomorrow at 7. So, Jody, I'm sure Zoe's getting to that. Next week, just for next week, we will still be on at 6.
Right.
6 p.m. Central Time. We'll be on that at the time that you're used to.
Yes.
We had to change for this week. And after the live with Judy, we'll go back to 3 o'clock. But next week, we'll be on at 6 o'clock with Miss Judy. And she is going to kind of give her point of view from a petting
Petting
zoo type farm where it has the field trips, things like that. And we are giving our point of view from a working farm,
Mhm.
producing meat and things like that.
And how we both serve our communities and the benefits of having the relationship that we have,
and how we have common goals
Right.
with our farms.
Yep.
We're not as different as some people think.
That's right.
So the way Judy operates her farm, the way we operate our farm, the things you do for your animals, we're going to talk about all that.
Yes.
And how our relationships build.
Yep.
We're totally different. So how is our relationship with Judy?
Bye, Wendy. We love y'all.
So y'all make sure you catch that next week. And Zoe and Judy are going to be promoting that this week. We would love to see everybody on.
Yep.
From both channels.
Look,
Nico, Tennessee. I saw on the replay.
Jim on there.
We had to watch it on the replay, but I did see Jim that was on the live with him.
I did. Yep, a tight community makes all the difference in the world.
It does. That's a fact, and y'all don't understand how often. So Judy and Jason and Brooke, they are
along
the same lines. You know, Judy
hers
is like
a public venue and theirs is private.
Theirs is very private.
Right.
But they have rescue animals and have pets and
Pathways.
You know, Jason talks about being an online petting zoo.
Yes.
Miss Judy is a petting zoo with kids coming, things like that. So it's funny that we do so many of the same things, but with our farms being so different, we still talk almost daily.
Yeah, right.
I mean, seriously, y'all know how close we are to Jason and Brooke, and I think I talk to Judy more than I do Jason.
Right.
I mean, it's just, y'all gonna get some of that. We're gonna talk about it next week.
Yeah. A little behind the scenes of both, where we've always had our one-on-ones and you guys have your one-on-ones with each of your channels, and we're going to bring two totally different ones together, and we're just going to have a sit down, talk about.
Right.
Farmers rely on other farmers for advice, etc. We build relationships for support, not competition.
That is exactly right. You could not tag that comment, because she could not be more right.
That's right.
And y'all, I know there are a ton of channels out there, a ton.
That's right.
And it's like we talked about earlier, some of y'all just can't even get to watch all the people you're subscribed to. But we're not in competition with each other.
No, not a bit.
It's not competition.
We're
because
rooting for each other to succeed.
We give each other ideas. Nico and I were talking about brainstorming on some stuff last night. And I ain't going to say what, but we were talking about it last night. And number one, some of the bigger channels, I don't want to try to compete with them. You know, but even the smaller channels, they're not my competition. They're not taking anything away from me.
Nope.
So I want to help them. I want to see them. I wish all of us had 1 million subscribers.
Oh,
I'd be fine with it. You know, Daniel almost does. I was like,
we're going to have to check out Dog Hill. She said us and Dog Hill would be a good life.
Who is Dog Hill?
Oh, Cog Hill. Okay.
Oh, Cog Hill.
Oh, gosh. We probably just laugh a lot.
Probably.
Yeah, the expression, you can't compete with me, I want you to win too. I love that.
It is.
Yep.
What is the one, Nico, if you're on here, type your saying in here. I mean, it's not his original saying. He got it from somewhere, but it's one of his favorites. It's high tide raises all ships, or something like that. He's told me several times.
Yeah.
It's really good, because it does. You know, we all help each other. So that's going to be an interesting live next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And Judy's just a ball of energy, and
I'm going to let Judy do most of the talking.
I don't think that's the problem. I gave Lester the same advice I paid to get on his water pasture problem. That's what we are supposed to do. That's right.
Perfect. What is it?
I was looking at the time.
Oh. So before we go, I didn't miss you, Sarah. Zoe was in the middle of her story and I didn't want to interrupt. A rising tide lifts all boats. That's what it said.
Yes. Yep.
I'm glad you put that on here because that I've really, ever since he told me that, I've thought about that a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. And anyway, that was a good one. Sarah had a prayer request, and it was nothing bad. Her nephew got married yesterday.
Oh, good.
So she asked for prayers for him, and I typed it in real quick so I wouldn't forget. But I didn't want to miss you, so
Jenna is having
she knew I wouldn't miss it. Right there.
Jenna has a knee scope tomorrow.
Okay.
I saw that.
I will add that on there. So just because we've still got a few minutes, I wanted to make sure that we got the prayer requests. If anybody
y'all
had
just
any.
Keep praying for Nick. I know that he's getting a little frustrated with all this. Bye, Miss Jody. With not being able to get out on the farm, and like a lot of you have said, I think everything that unfolded Friday, was to keep him from getting out in this heat.
We actually had that comment multiple times was, hey, all this stuff is happening to make you not be out there.
That's right.
That could be very true.
Judy.
So I feel fine, guys. I mean, I'm not on my deathbed. Zoe just won't let me go outside.
Well, I
showed y'all, she gave me so many mad face emojis the other day when I told her, Zoe, I absolutely have to go get that measured so we can start getting posts in the ground. But then so many of y'all came in there and like, look, don't do it too soon. You're going to relapse.
And
y'all, I'm trying to be careful.
Telling Nick is that if he gets out there too soon or too much, yeah, he's got his inhaler.
I keep it with me because y'all, that day when I told you on the video, I said, yeah, I'm getting a little short of breath. So I promised Zoe I wouldn't. I got in the truck and got on the inhaler because it is what it is. I mean, it's just, I'm not dead, y'all. I just got to heal.
Right. Sarah said, I need you, but I need you healthy.
Anyway, what was she pointing at, baby? I'm sorry.
She said, Simply Jan said her friend was in a head-on collision yesterday. She's okay, but she needs a vehicle and doesn't have money for one.
Okay. Got it.
Cindy had a good friend pass from cancer. The funeral's tomorrow. Pray for the family.
Okay.
Christina's got an inhaler everywhere too. I taught myself to drive the tractor yesterday. Nobody, you failed to mention that.
What?
That I taught myself to drive a tractor yesterday.
Y'all, she actually texted me. I was in a meeting and she texted me about the big tractor, which she hates.
I almost killed you one time and it scared me.
And then she said, never mind, I figured it out. And I was like, oh no. Because I was in a meeting for another hour and a half after you texted that. And I cannot imagine all the stuff that you might be tearing up with that tractor.
Well, I couldn't figure out how to go any faster, so I went about 4 miles an hour. Up and down and up and down.
Chris, we have had Ed Kirkpatrick on the prayer. I know that somebody's channel, was it Walker's or Daniel?
It was Walker's.
Somebody actually talked to him in the comments. No, he is a moderator for Brandon Eddy.
Oh,
and was on there.
Okay.
And was updating on his health.
Cassie had asked for prayer.
Yeah, Cassie asked for prayer, but he was actually talking himself in the comments. He's a moderator for Brandon and Stephanie, I think.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Christy said her dad sent the dermatologist sent him for a biopsy in a week or two, on top of him already dealing with heart disease and dementia.
Will do.
And Miss Julie, she's having trouble with her health insurance not keeping their promises.
That don't shock me.
Yeah. She had double pneumonia for 4 months.
Who felt bad for scolding me?
Jenna.
Oh.
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
It's time for a chance.
I
to
gotta go
baseball
put on
practice.
some deodorant so I can sweat a whole bunch while I sit still and watch them boys practice baseball. I told Nick that I needed to take a tent, and I told him I needed one of those really big industrial sized fans, and he said, "Well, I got you a fan." And I'm thinking, all them other mamas show up with them ceiling fan sized fans.
Lori, I say your prayer request. I'll get you on there too.
Yeah.
And Ed's surgery is in September.
Okay. Well,
I know it was short, guys, and I'm sorry. I don't want to get off there because there's so many people still watching.
I know.
Jenna's brother-in-law. She said Ed put out a video last night.
Oh, okay.
So
we'll have to go watch. All right, guys. We love y'all. We will see y'all next week with Miss Judy.
Miss Judy.
All right. Bye, y'all.